Hello, species value nature system. Legions, hear your name. Hear your name again. Heard it wrong. Vaccines. Republic's campus lost. The wind directs. Return. Forgotten things. And what's in place of it moved. So others communicate about how we got into economic positions, about economic values, about economic security. See, the experts on each of the sciences are hiding uses of that, where they leave out and make up details and motivations for that. At every modern country, foreign bodies involvement, and further fluent through that is a breaching method. Uses of them grouped. See, groupthink, as it was defined, relative to what actually attacked us. It attacked us through our own and others at the same time. The lock uses self-defended of our country's identities. We have shared roles our countries have shared roles on and off campuses together. That was used remotely going up to the World Trade Center and said, when they have oaths, narratives, those natures interbranch over have roles of predicate acts for facts when they were a little kid, self-valued or criminal insidious nature. The difference of that too, because think about it, black pupils, period. Other was intended to be communicated. So we have to get, WFSB attached me to fake words. They're putting fake motivations with the former director of the FBI, Robert Luskin, and other police forms, Wethersfield Police Chief involved with other departments like Rocky Hill Police families, retired and standing police chiefs involved with the same houses in Wethersfield, involved all along Route 3, in conjunction to Elm Streets, in conjunctions to all along Route 175, on off where our founders left us to demonstrate was the last of 13 counter-extorted positions. Still rolls with the entrenched extortion and slavery method, extortion and torture method of our founders. When we deal with this honestly, we're gonna examine how what is actually hyper-evidently recorded. Our founders have been tortured, extorted, in fact, human nature enslaved by a breaching method that had already been since some ancient times. Already our countries had self-value roles for use of their names defended syntactically as uses of names of the human volume science tactical ulterior from the human volume science, which is hyper-native pure. Read Native American history honestly and you'll discern this. Read the identity of the grounds, tactically denatured identity relationship to itself. Before our founders were born, the suburbs were designed. Wake up, people. Fix the news predicate acts. The news predicate acts, they're hiding WFSB as retired and standing intelligence, hiding off how they have campuses, planting evidences with them, and pretending not to realize. They have a whole bunch of police forms on off Trinity College in Hartford, and on off Central Connecticut State University, involved with the names next to the places I lived, involved with predicate acts in my street since I was a kid. Same names involved, because these are names involved with the FBI director, former standing chairperson on the Racketeering Influence Corrupt Organization Act. This is also where and how nature presents us means to discern worse than war crimes and uses remotely of that phrase, where and how, too, they can't defend their syntax and or their nature treatments and afford to discern properly the uses of the natures of criminal insidiousness involved, and like with American history, like the databases themselves, their roles with that breaching method. A through Z, which trials were really about, even if they were made up, that is also evidence that replaced. See, this breaching method interpreted and understood how reason works before everyone was born. Put fake experts there. Keep relying on what other people tell. Fix the fake news, WFSB. WTNH has digital crimes with digital child offenders. And there are police forms and families as digital police forms and their lives in that corners of streets involved. Also with names in intercampuses through time connecting illusions tied to illusions, which are predicate acts roles where and how they have employments where they take oaths to measure, where they are measured and maintain self-value roles with either tactical delusions, black pupils. many ways, others record relevant. Then they're pretending when they pretend other things aren't relevant, where they bring up subject treatments, especially the ones they keep repeating in the news. Watch Fox News, MSNBC, and CNN, and see the differences between them. Because there's a difference. This method uses people's self-valued uses of difference with their logic, tactical ulterior from how nature uses difference, which is ways greater than and more finite than how math does, while as how math works. See, reasons, volume science, and languages is tactical ulterior than experts on it could afford to have discerned. For example, because of the relativity of how nature shows us what the predicate act is about. And as this is about a predicate act with facts, delivery system method, and we're syntactically, and or the difference of that in the nature of it as a criminal and seditious nature, / hypercriminal and seditious nature. For example, there is that identity of hypersimultaneous that reveals why and how the other species bodies have two eyes. Humanity has two eyes. All exceptions, exception nature, demonstration, the same thing. In other words, its identity of volume, to the extent we could we could discern its identity of relationship to itself that way, and the value of that. See, we have reason experts, logic experts, still criminally foreign influence, and simultaneously tactically delusions raw. And so therefore, use Jay Austen's phrase, they have sense and sensibilities that are manifest this way. That's also used by others, wherein how they imply that respect for the law and things like that. In other words, respect for the law, but they never been the law. So that's why they have people being mean to the police and the police being mean to the people. And it's worse differentially because it's involved with, them collusion with overt criminal enterprise, murderers, child offenders, self-value with their own kids' roles with the principal child abuser, Wethersfield police chiefs, involved with more through time. And they stay involved self-valued roles because they duck behind everyone. Get them onto paper with the rest of the FBI and other police forms leaking how they have roles with this Ian and people involved with the neighbors of people on the school board and those people and those families. There is a name Riley involved with people with interreligious spots who had timed roles with forcing the principal child because all their nature organized crime. They're prosecutors and their family members, judges and their family members, retired and standing involved. They have been through time. They've been sticking fake things in databases. Also, others doing it because of the roles with planting motives that way. When people go back and speak about things they're not, because there are foreign bodies involved. The witness protection program is also involved. This is interesting. You guys want to speak about positive and have people use aggression properly, come here. Follow mandated law for your interbranch. Get them from Connecticut interbranch, switches and forges names, knowingly to an extent rolls with the World Trade Center predicate action since involved with that. Now, in other words, the main coach of it, the former director of the FBI in his defendant capacities, leading up to that and since is involved with relative predicate acts, timed collusions, uses of the Saudis forced roles while they force them roles too with the World Trade Center that locks them into uses of names A through Z, tactical ulterior from that hypernative system. That nature demonstrates is the cause of why and how Native American indigenous populations are only increasing volume as value. As a part of understanding American history, there was a breaching method there. And for other reasons. In other words, the difference between how, in other words, we'll examine. Follow mandated law for Connecticut news locations too, please. Just follow mandated law. Just give up your police forms and their methods, because they have the recorded methods with everyone speaking through other and pretending not to understand people when they're clear and or when they're not, and the difference of that is used, because they're recorded in all sides of cases as the courts involve collusions with the names on all sides of the cases, the lawyers, and with the police forms, plural, and regular departments with this method, with the same house, with wire crimes, with the police switching into Wethersfield police. They have one they uses the name Darth Vader I don't know if Trinity College recorded, confessed, demonstrated, confirmed involved with predicate acts with names there being switching names. Because they attached a little kid, like you make it look people were in fake locations, ties, and natures of ties to everyone around them. You know, they need people to lie about why people use each other's names and others, because they attached me to fake conversations with them, some fake locations with themselves, WFSB, when I caught them forcing a principal child abuser with more. Again, with the juxtaposed, the police chief Centron, other ones, there's a guy Knapp and neighbors of his involved. A whole bunch of medical corruption, people from Yukon involved, foreign and domestic military. Our military is used criminally foreign influence, tactically delusions raw. Follow mandated law for them and for the families also involved with this. On off Central Connecticut State University through time with their little tentacles out of their campuses with a whole bunch of countries fake, hiding behind that. Get off the campuses, get on paper now, so we don't have to start, asking the military more. Let's get the interbranch on paper.